Hey PhotoSage, on this week's episode we recap Fort Serves and take a look at how our CTC partnered up with our local elementary schools.
Plus we find out who our speech and debate national qualifiers are, your weekend weather report, and your sports breakdown coming to you after the break. Hey Fordo, welcome back to Trevor Review. I'm Makai Cooper.
And I'm Cameron Dawson. Today's Friday, April 10th, 2026, and here's what you need to know at Fordo. Our very own Malia Arnold was selected to be a student reporter for the Blue Star Awards that are held at Starlight Theater. We caught up with her to find out more about her accomplishment.
The Blue Star Student Reporter Award is an award that is given to students for journalism. Basically, what we do is we get to work directly with Starlight's team in covering the Blue Star Award ceremony and the nomination process. It's really cool. There's only 2 of us, and we're the first ones that have ever been picked.
I'm glad to see all her hard work has paid off.
Yeah, that's a great accomplishment. Now to your Friday forecast. Hey Nick, how's the weather shaping up for this weekend?
What's up, Fort? It looks like thunderstorms will be moving into the area this weekend. On Friday, the high is 61, the low 55. On Saturday, 75 will be the high, 62 will be the low. On Sunday, 71 will be the high, 65 will be the low. And on Monday, 86 will be the high, and 67 will be the low. That's it for your Friday forecast. I'm Nick Cornejo. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Nick. I'm glad that it's going to be a little warmer.
Yeah, but it's going to be a little rainy.
On Tuesday, April 7th, we had our annual Fort Serves Day. Travel Review reporter Harper Allen captured how students had an opportunity to give back to the community.
Fort Serves is an annual event put on by Fort Osage High School Student Council. The goal of this is to bring the community together by allowing high school students to partake in different community service activities. One of the opportunities that students get is to be an elementary helper. High school students are split up between 5 elementary schools and 1 upper elementary. This gives the kids an idea to see what their future could be like.
Our students love seeing high school kids. I think it provides them with the opportunity of seeing themselves in the future.
The elementary school classes are assigned multiple high schoolers to do any daily tasks that a student or teacher may need help with.
They help you with everything.
Being a better sport.
How they help us in math.
Elementary school students had time to connect with the high schoolers, and things definitely got competitive at times.
At recess today, they really wanted to play Foursquare with them or even get them out. They were pretty excited.
Thank you to everyone who volunteered for the 2026 annual Fort Serves. I'm Harper Allen, reporting for Tribal Review.
When we return, Fort brings the farm to local elementary students. We find out how the CTC Ag Department showcased their skills.
The yearly national average for distracted driving deaths is 3,000, with injuries eclipsing 400,000. I think the text can wait, so put down your phone and keep your eyes on the road.
Rudy Bear's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and MMA is located in the heart of Westport at 4030 Broadway Boulevard. Bear's Gym offers a multitude of classes ranging from MMA and wrestling to kids classes starting at 4 years old, where they cultivate the next generation of martial arts. Classes are available Monday through Sunday starting as early as 6 a.m. ending at 8:30 p.m. Your first class is free, so why not come try out here at Rudy Bear's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and MMA. Come train with the black belt himself, Rudy Bears, and come get some jiu-jitsu.
Welcome back, FortisAge.
On Tuesday, April 7th, the CTC Ag Department teamed up with the local elementary schools to bring the farm experience to students. Harper Allen joins us once again to highlight their event.
On April 7th, Fort Osage High School FFA held an interactive farming experience for kindergartners, which allowed them to see what their future could be like through agriculture.
they see things that they don't see. They get to experience them firsthand, get to sit in tractors, and maybe one day they will want to be able to be in the farming business too.
The preparation started way before this event. Students were given the opportunity to showcase what they are passionate about.
Setup was pretty easy. I have a lot of parent help that helps set up. We have parents bring in, a family bring in pins, those pins we've seen out there. And we kind of take a couple days in class and kind of decide what and who is going to bring what animal. We don't have repeats of a whole lot of animals and that sort of thing. And the kids, they have to show up about 6:30 in the morning to bring those in. So it's a pretty early morning for them.
By putting these opportunities in front of younger generations, it can allow them to be curious of new things.
I think it'll push them to do more things throughout high school to enjoy the experiences they got when they were little.
If you are wanting to pursue a career in farming, you can take advantage of opportunities through the CTC as well. I'm Harper Allen, reporting for Tribal Review.
Thanks, Harper. I'm glad the kids got to have that experience.
Yeah, it's good they got hands-on learning.
Now we send it over to Tomahawk Sports Talk with your sports news and updates.
Thanks, guys. Spring sports are in full swing, and I'll start us off with some baseball and boys golf. Last Friday, the baseball team traveled to Raytown South where they took a 11-1 win. They had 10 hits as a team, and Connor Harris went 5 innings, 2 hits, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts. And then last Saturday, we took a trip to Columbia to play a doubleheader against Rockbridge and Battle, and we beat Rockbridge 11-0, who's a number 10 team ranked in the state. Colin Stratton with 3 for 5 with 2 RBIs, Caden Hansen 2 for 5 with 2 RBIs, Tanner Farmer went 2 for 4, and Brock Mallett in his first varsity start went 5 innings, 1 hit, 3 walks, and 7 strikeouts. And then the second game of the day, we traveled to Battle, where we took a 21-12 defeat, being up 12-3 at one point. Battle scored 18 unanswered runs. And then this past Monday, we traveled to Crispin, where we took a 3-2 win. Only 2 hits as a team. Caden Hansen went 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 4 walks, and 8 strikeouts. And then on Tuesday against Oak Grove, took a 7-2 non-conference win. I went 2 for 3. Connor Harris went 2 for 3. Aiden Bunting hit his first home run of the season. And Bogan Weichel went 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. And then on Wednesday against Park Hill, took a 4-3 win on a non-conference game. And Connor Harris went 6 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, and 8 strikeouts. Now on to boys golf. The boys golf team competed in the Green Valley Tournament at Adams Point, where they posted a 349 team score with top scorers Isaiah Parton 82 and Xander Hefner 83. They also had a 9-hole match against NKC and Raytown on Wednesday, where they posted a team score of 181. Now I'll send it over to Braden for some track and boys volleyball news.
Thanks, Blake. Boys volleyball continues their busy season, while track and field wraps up their second meets. On the boys volleyball side, they are currently 7-11-1. On the second, they played at St. Pius, losing 3-0. Then on the fourth, over the weekend, they traveled to the End-of-City tournament, beating Ruskin, Lafayette, and Grandview, losing to Lincoln College Prep and Oak Park. Then on the 7th, they traveled to Columbia to face the Rockbridge Bruins, losing 3-0. Then on the track side, on last Friday, they went to the Rusty Hodge Invitational, where there were some outstanding finishes, especially Kingston Snipes, who placed 5th in the boys 100, high jump, and long jump. And on the girls' side, Leneva Faitau placed 5th in the long jump. The next meet is next Wednesday for the Fort Osage Invitational. Make sure to continue to support the Indians. I'm Brandon Eisen, and now I'll kick it off to Matthew for some girls soccer and boys tennis.
Thanks, Braden. Girls soccer's had a big 3-game stretch, starting off against Kearney, where they fall 2-6. Baylor Perry having a goal and assist, Kenneth Simons having a goal, and Jelly Smith having an assist. Then they go on to play a conference game against Platte County, where they win 4-3. Kenneth Simons having 2 goals, Baylor Perry having 2 assists, and then Platte County having an own goal, bringing the record to 5-1. And then right after that, they play Grand Valley, where they lose 5-0, bringing their overall record to 5-2 and conference record to 3-1. So nice job, girls soccer. Then on to boys tennis, they have a huge 3-game stretch where they win 3 games in a row against Ruskin 9-0, at Grandview 4-0, and then at Raytown 8-1. So big week for boys tennis. Anyways, that's all we have for your sports this week. If you want a bigger in-depth analysis, go hit up Tomahawk Sports Talk. Anyways, back to you guys at the desk.
Our local animal shelter. And while visiting, we talked to Tanya Hampton Lopez. She gave us a tour of the facility, and here's what we saw. The employees were very kind and cooperative with the patrons who came in to look at or adopt an animal. During our visit, the shelter received a generous donation of 2 pallets of dog food. It was heartwarming to witness, and it made a significant impact in supporting the animals in their care. On the first Friday of every month, excluding holidays, third-party services provide microchipping and vaccines for a low price. Throughout the day, the kennels and the animals' food and water bowls can become messy and dirty. However, each night the employees perform a thorough cleaning to ensure the animals' comfort. The animal shelter my group visited is doing an excellent job with the resources they have, and we truly enjoyed seeing the great work being done there. The Truman Heartland Community Foundation is accepting donations at thcf.org, or you can use the QR code on your screen.
Day with the Trading Post. We are located by the far side of the cafeteria by the Fieldhouse, open from 1st to 4th lunch shift. Stock up on all your Fort Osage apparel at the Trading Post. Fill up with our large variety of snacks and drinks. We accept card and wireless payments. We strive to have the lowest prices possible for our students and staff. Even with giving discounts to our staff, all proceeds go toward your DECA program.
Welcome back to Tribal Review.
The Fort Osage speech and debate team is heading to nationals. Tribal Review reporter Harper Allen sat down with them to see how they're preparing to compete on the national level.
Roxana Marsh competes alongside Malia Arnold in duo interpretation. This piece requires them to constantly make changes so they can continue improving through competition. How much preparation goes into you guys preparing to perform that?
Well, so we usually do, we run it over and over again for the entire hour of class that we have. Sometimes after school, we'll work on it. It involves a lot of cutting and recutting, putting different bits and pieces back into the script, taking it out and seeing what works, what resonates with judges, what doesn't.
This year, Fort Osage High School is sending 6 students to the National Speech and Debate Tournament. This is the largest amount in FOHS history. These 6 are such a tight-knit group who will continue to uplift each other through nationals.
Because in years previous, we've had 1 or 2 hotel rooms with people, and this year it's going to be 4 full hotel rooms with everyone. And I think having that sense of community around us, of our teammates being there, is honestly going to make all of us just perform better.
Speech and debate isn't just performing in front of a panel of judges. It's about choosing a topic you're passionate about and showing it with conviction.
Feels a lot more special to me than going last year. Last year, I never would have imagined I would have made it to nationals, and I was kind of doing it. I was doing a speech that was really passionate to me, and it was for myself. But this year, my speech, it's dedicated to my grandma because it's about breast cancer, so it's dedicated to my great aunt and my grandma and all the women in my family who've battled breast cancer, and so it feels a lot more meaningful to kind of do it for them.
Topics range from acting to national news to politics. There's something for everyone. Ryder Potter feels that United States extemporaneous spanking is his right fit.
I go in a big auditorium and there's envelopes with my room number on it. I take the envelope, I draw 3 different slips, and it's United States, not international. So it's just a bunch of topics about the United States, whether it's politics or prices or the economy, anything that's to do with our country. And if it's not international matter, it can be talked about. So I draw 3 slips and I pick the one that I usually know the most about, because if you have the most knowledge on it, then you're going to tend to pick that one because you'll do better. You get ranked from 1 to 6 people and you have 30 minutes to memorize the speech.
Many people never get the chance to qualify for nationals, but for one of our students, nationals will not be the end of her speech and debate journey.
It makes competing a lot less bittersweet because I'm going to be back and I'm going to be coaching. In about 2 years, we plan on having me come back to coach here. But it's still a little sad. I love speech and debate with all my heart, clearly. But,
Thanks, Harper. I'm excited to see how they do.
Yeah, I hope they bring home some titles.
Summer school enrollment is now open for Fort Osage students entering kindergarten through 12th grade. Our summer session runs June 1st through the 26th. It's a great opportunity for students to stay engaged and explore new learning experiences. You can find out more information scanning the QR code on your screen.
Are you looking for your next Fort Osage theater experience? The senior-directed one-act plays opened last night, but don't worry, you still can catch them tonight at 7 p.m. at the PAC. Come celebrate the seniors as they test their skills in storytelling. The tickets are $5 cash or card and can be purchased at the door.
If you or someone you know is looking to replace a bed, now is the time. The Fort Osage Band Program is excited to announce they will be hosting a one-day mattress fundraiser on April 11, 2026 from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. at Fort Osage High School. There will be more than 25 different styles of beds on display for customers to try. The beds are new, brand name, made to order, available in all sizes, and cost less than suggested retail.
It's time to turn the page and highlight another great book. Let's check out this week's Attic Treasure.
It is April 1st, and that means it is National Poetry Month. And today we are going to kick off National Poetry Month by talking about Love Civi. Many of you probably know who Sylvia Plath is. She's a famous poet whose life was really fascinating and interesting. And actually, there have been quite a few students that have come up this year and asked me about Sylvia Plath's book or poetry and wanting to read some of it. So this is a brand new novel in verse about Sylvia Plath's life. It kind of takes through her trying to find who she is, and it's a really contemporary view of Sylvia Plath's life. And if you are into poetry and you want to read a novel in verse, I think that you will really like Love Civi.
As always, if you're looking for more news and information about the Fort Osage High School, you can find additional coverage at fohssignal.net.
There, you will find stories about the students and activities of the school, so check it out today.
Well, that's it for today's show. I'm Cameron Dawson.
I'm Makai Cooper.
And I'm Nick Cornejo. Thanks for joining us today. Make sure you tune in next week.